PG&E crew reported they were shot at and one employee was hurt. Now, the sheriff's office says when deputies arrived on scene, they were involved in a shooting with a suspect. 2 deputies were shot. The suspect was also shot. All were taken to local hospitals. We're working to confirm their conditions. In fact, right now we understand a news conference is underway. Giving us an update. Let's listen in.
And they attempted to make contact with the subject who was in a house on Mountain View Drive here in Camino. After about 3 hours of patrol and the SWAT team attempting to de-escalate the situation, an officer-involved shooting occurred. 2 deputies and also 1 suspect were injured and they were shot. All 3 of them have been transported to local hospitals. The 2 deputies, they are in stable condition now. The suspect was transported via air ambulance, and I don't have his status at this time.
Do we know how the shooting between the deputies and the suspects happened? Who shot first?
Unfortunately, I don't have any details like that. Obviously, this is an unfolding situation still that's still under investigation. And but the important point is that there is no threat to public safety at this time, and EDSO is going to be in the area for a while longer.
Was the suspect known, and when you're answering, you can look at any of these, so it's not down here, but right. Was the suspect known to the sheriff's office?
I don't have any information on who the suspect was or any of the details at this time. The EDSO did activate our critical incident protocol, which involves multiple agencies, including the DA's office, South Lake Tahoe PD, coming in and assisting with the investigation.
And do we know if the PG&E crew was at the home where this suspect was at? Was the suspect walking by? What do we know about that part?
Again, I don't have a lot of details of the events leading up to the incident.
Can you give an update one more time, just to keep how the PG&E, the contractor, is doing?
He did receive non-life-threatening injuries. Outside of that, I don't have a lot of information.
What kind of weapon was used?
Again, I don't have any information on that.
What is taking place right now on that street? Is it an investigation of the house, of the area where the crew is working?
So at this point, like I said, there's no threat to public safety. The tactical portion of the incident is completely over. And so now, with our critical incident protocol, we have multiple law enforcement agencies coming in, and they are assisting with the investigation. And will likely be on scene for a considerable amount of time.
The PG&E crew, I just want to be correct in my referencing. Do you know if they were doing tree work? Were they linemen?
I don't have that info.
As far as the issue that required SWAT, was it just that the suspect wasn't willing to come out of the house? Was he making threats? Like, what did that look like?
At this point, I don't know the incident coming into it. That deputies did come out. They did try to establish contact, and that was unsuccessful, and then the SWAT team came out.
So I believe that's the house where the suspect lived, or a random house he ran to?
I don't know.
Do we know the status of the deputies?
The deputies are all in stable condition.
Still hospitalized?
Correct. At local hospitals.
And is the PG&E employee still in the hospital or treated and released?
I don't have that info.
Are there any details on the suspects? Have you guys ever responded to that residence, to that neighborhood?
I don't have any information on the suspect himself. Like I said, this is still rapidly evolving, and I simply don't have that information. I'm sorry.
The suspect male, though?
What was that?
The suspect is a man?
Yes, the suspect is a male.
And you asked for the weapon, whatever. Just remind me, does the post say gun? Was it a gun? I mean, is that...
The initial report was that they were shot at.
Okay. Can you say if the deputies are men or women?
I'm going to not answer that at this point, just to make sure that we have all of our notifications done on our back end for their privacy and for the sake of their families.
Do we know how many people were in that PG&E crew?
I don't.
Someone commented on the El Dorado County Sheriff's Office Facebook post saying that there was an incident last year in that area in which someone came up and brandished a gun at a different PG&E crew. Did the Sheriff's Office respond to an incident like that last year?
have no idea on any calls like that from last year.
Which are the agencies that are here at the Mountain View area?
So right now, assisting with the incident and also the investigation, we have EDSO, obviously. We also have Placerville PD, Folsom PD, South Lake Tahoe Police Department, and the City of Placerville. And CHP as well, and U.S. Forest Service. All right. Thank you, guys.
All right, you've been listening to this news conference of the situation that unfolded today in Camino. We know 2 deputies were shot.
Yeah, we just heard from El Dorado County Sheriff's Office, and we know that a PG&E crew was doing work in the area. They were shot at by a male suspect. PG&E employee was injured. The initial report is that they were shot at, so deputies arrived, tried to de-escalate the situation. SWAT team was called out. We do know that 2 deputies were shot during this confrontation. They are stable right now. The suspect was airlifted to a hospital. And again, this is the area, this is in Mountain View Drive in Camino, where we know multiple law enforcement agencies are working on this investigation at this point.
So it was tough to hear the questions that were being asked at that news conference, but what we understand is that PG&E crews were doing some sort of work in that area this morning when the initial call came in that they were shot at. A PG&E crew member was shot at, and deputies showed up, and they said that they had a crisis situation out there. They're out there for 3 hours trying to de-escalate the situation. It somehow developed into what they're calling an officer-involved shooting, and they say the 2 deputies and the suspect were hurt, all 3 taken to the hospital. The deputies described it as being stable. As for the suspect who was flown to the hospital, we do not know his condition. There's no threat to public safety.
Not right now. That's what we're hearing from the El Dorado County Sheriff's Office. But we do want to get back to this. Live pictures from Live Copter 3, as you just saw. And the scene remains active right now. We know authorities are continuing to investigate exactly what happened here. We'll continue to bring you updates on this developing story right now. But one more look at this live picture in Camino, where we know 2 deputies were shot. A PG&E employee was also injured in a shooting. We know the suspect has been airlifted. No word yet on their condition right now, but still an evolving situation here in Camino as they continue this investigation.
We have some other breaking news we're following right now, too. This is out of Sacramento's Oak Park neighborhood, and we understand there's a standoff underway right now with a suspect who is in a vehicle. This is happening at 12th Avenue, just east of Highway 99. This is not all that far from the Oak Park Market.
This is all happening at 2 scenes right now. Just after 1:15 this afternoon, we know officers responded to reports of a shooting. This was on Washington Avenue, and they found a man who had been shot. Now, officers are trying to get who they believe is the suspect in that shooting out of a car on 12th Avenue. But as you look at the map here, you can see that those 2 separate incidents right now are pretty close together.
I looked it up. It's about it's a little bit less than a mile apart. So trying to figure out if they are connected. But what we do understand right now is there are armored vehicles in this street and crisis negotiators trying to get this suspect to safely surrender. The police department obviously asking people to avoid this area. So we're on scene. Okay, so we do know that these scenes are connected. So 1:15, the shooting happening on Washington Avenue. And then right now we have the standoff situation about 0.8 miles away if you drive in Oak Park neighborhood on 12th Avenue, just east of 99, close to the Oak Park Market.
Yeah, and you can see right here from the live picture from the ground, we know the road is closed from 35th Street to the Highway 99 ramp. So no traffic is getting through in both directions here. We know that, again, Sacramento police are involved in a standoff with a person suspected of shooting a man. You can hear some more sirens there in the background. So, again, another very active scene here in Sacramento as they continue to try to figure out this situation. Again, we know there are 2 separate incidents we know are connected within less than a mile of each other here. So a very busy scene here in the Oak Park neighborhood.
Okay, so we do have our crews on scene at both of these breaking stories that we're following this afternoon. We have crews out there. We're sending more crews trying to get you the latest information, and we will have the latest for you coming up in less than an hour on the KCRA 3 News at 4.